sure what to expect at the meetings, but I really love going. I do. It reminds me we don't have to do this alone. It's so much better to have some backup and to do it together because we all face similar challenges. The meetings keep me focused and motivated, and I have a newfound determination that I'm really proud of.
Jumpstart your summer and start losing weight right away. Join for free. Try meetings, do it online, or both. Hurry, offer ends June 7th. Weight Watchers, because it works.
If you're taking multiple medications, does your mouth often feel dry? A dry mouth can be a side effect of many medications, but it can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath. That's why there's Biotene. Available as an oral rinse, toothpaste, spray, or gel, Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Remember, while your medication is doing you good, a dry mouth isn't. Biotene, for people who suffer from dry mouth.
Out here, answers should always outweigh excuses. And there's no excuse why a gas-powered heavy-duty truck can't do everything you ask of it. No excuse at all. The new 6.4-liter Hemi-powered Ram Heavy Duty. Guts, glory, Ram.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much did my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money.
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Take start!
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you're just opening your eyes on this Wednesday morning, this is a busy day in weather again today. We kind of expected it, though. We knew these storms would be rolling starting from yesterday afternoon and throughout the night. But 18 million people are at risk for severe storms right now. America's morning headquarters, AMHQ, tracking those severe storms on the move east.
And the plains taking a pounding, driving hail, smashing windows, a dent to cars, leaving holes in homes. Just how many storm reports we saw in a 24-hour period.
And the threat is not over. Who's in line for flash flooding, strong winds, even a 50% chance for a tornado today and the days ahead.
5 years of captivity comes to an end in minutes, and you see it right here. What this incredible new video released overnight by the Taliban reveals about former POW Bo Bergdahl. And we are following breaking weather and news this morning. The radar behind us telling the story. Those severe thunderstorms still moving on into the Midwest at this hour. It's been a busy start of the week here at the Weather Channel. 18 million people at risk and more than 300 storm reports since Tuesday morning.
Oh, yeah. And we'll bring you any watches or warnings as they happen.
All right, we're looking at it live right now, Carl. It looks like Indy gets another little line coming up soon. We've got leaving St. Louis right now. Paducah, Kentucky, you're on the right on the southern edge of it. In Louisville, you're in line to get this storms, and there's some storms developing just to the north of you right now. Our live crews are all across the Midwest this morning, but first, let's take a look at the power of some of these storms. We'll start with the hailstones pounding on a car in Saline County. These are not the biggest hailstones, by the way, reported in this line of storms. That's the southeastern part of Nebraska. Baseball-size hail, accumulations up to 4 inches in other parts of the states. Winds 65 to, we've heard reports of greater than 70, 75. Didn't I see an 80 report wind gust someplace?
100-mile-per-hour wind gust, actually. Yeah. So we've been way up there.
Yeah, way up there. Leading to smashed out windshields, dented cars and homes. 4,500 cars damaged just at one count in one dealership near Omaha. So let's get to our big event, and we'll time out these storms and show you exactly where they're going. Take a look at Grand Island, Nebraska, the water, the flooding water involved in all of this. Just amazing pictures of storm damage, and realize when people are waking up to this, it slows everything down in your life. That's why we want to just get you a heads up that these lines are certainly continuing to move east this morning. So there's the big low off to the left of your screen, but the storms have been on the ground so long, they kind of created their own little area of low pressure. So they're feeding on themselves today. They don't need much. They're just kind of rolling around still in the strength. Where will they go? They'll kind of follow the track of this stationary front, but you're noticing there's a definite drop down to the line of storms to the south of that front, and there's been an awful lot of wind and hail reports of damage. Our Reagan Medji is live in Indianapolis this morning. And Reagan, I know there was storms that happened, then you got a little break, and soon you'll be picking up again.
That's exactly right, Sam. That band of storms is headed this way, but right now we're looking pretty nice. The high today is going to be about 78 degrees. That's now. Well, what happened earlier today, you're probably thinking. We have some video to support what we're saying, that it really was a bad situation here. There was a lot of lightning, there was a lot of thunder, and at one point the crew here had to go and kind of bunker down into our cars just because the lightning was crashing around us. And then, of course, the wind picked up a little bit, and then the rain. And then at one point it got cool, and now it's starting to get warm again. So what's going to happen in a couple of minutes? Well, we could possibly see, within maybe an hour, I should say, another system running through here. Gusty winds, maybe damaging winds, and then it'll stop, hit and miss throughout the day until, again, later this evening. So, of course, what is happening right now? We're going to go to Carl with that report. Carl?
Reagan, things have settled down a little bit. We're still looking at a flash flooding threat, but we're not seeing any severe warnings right now. Let's begin with the radar picture. And you see the big complex of storms that's now moving across Illinois and also Indiana. That's the one that caused all the problems late yesterday and overnight last night. A couple of areas of little low pressure within that line. Notice the little circulations there, and right along the leading edge of that, we can often find gusty winds. But again, right now, no warnings. We're also watching another one of those little areas of low pressure coming up into parts of the southwestern Ohio and into Cincinnati. So a bunch of lightning here now showing up in Cincinnati, and no warning here, but certainly there could be some gusty wind. And this is the type of thing that we're looking for in a large area today. That big cluster is going to lay down a boundary, and within that we're going to see new storms developing, wind and hail, and possible tornadoes. 5 out of 10 on the Torcon index, really right along the Ohio Valley. And taking a look at the high resolution model, you can see how this big cluster of storms tends to calm down, but again, it puts down a boundary, and along that we find new development in the Ohio Valley later today, and those storms could be very strong indeed, maybe even a couple of tornadoes along the Ohio Valley there. Maria?
All right, Carl, thank you so much. 4 minutes past the hour. We're going to continue to pick up where Carl left off and track these storms as they move off to the east, and we're going to get you closer to the weekend too, so you can plan everything out. Let's hit up Columbus first, because it is definitely going to be a stormy day. You're getting hit early, then maybe a quick little reprieve, and then another round with the back edge of that system coming on through. So stormy straight on through the evening. And obviously a lot of lightning right now and tons of heavy rain. A big area that we're going to continue to watch today, all the way down to Nashville and over to Charleston, even Asheville. Looking at the chance to see some of these showers and thunderstorms before the day is out. So nice today from Philly, DC, Buffalo with some clouds but staying dry. Thunderstorms picking up in Pittsburgh. That continues tonight. Heads up DC, maybe as early as 7 p.m. looking at some of those heavier showers and storms continuing along the I-95 corridor. Prepared for a slow go for the morning drive from New York to Hartford to Boston and on up into Burlington. You can see Pittsburgh for you. It finally clears out by tomorrow. Friday looking great, 76 degrees with some sunshine. 5 minutes past the hour now. We've gotten up to date with the top weather stories. Want to get you ahead of the headlines, and a big talker, Anna Redis, more on that POW.
That's right. He could be stepping on American soil for the first time, maybe as early as the end of the week. But this is the first glimpse that we've had of Sergeant Bo Joe Bergdahl. His first moments of freedom captured on video. New Taliban video showing the release of Bergdahl. He was handed over to U.S. Special Forces over the weekend. Questions still remain, though, about how 5 Taliban men released in exchange will be monitored. And today marks an anniversary scrubbed from the history books in China, the 25th anniversary of the deadly protest at Tiananmen Square in Beijing. The subject so taboo in China, Google's search engine has been shut down in the country for days, and security is actually guarding the square now, trying to avoid any public acknowledgement of the occasion. A San Francisco political consultant who sparked a nationwide manhunt faces up to 10 years behind bars. 42-year-old Ryan Chamberlain did not enter a plea in court, federal court, Tuesday, and is being represented by a public defender. Officials have not said what Chamberlain may have been planning, but they say that they found explosives in his apartment that could kill or maim people. Those are your headlines for this half hour.
That's still a wild story. All right, this half hour, we're definitely talking about this storm coverage, but we're waking up to Texas this morning. Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico to some big heat, and then watch the line of radar here, and that's anywhere from Paducah, Indy, you're all ahead of this, Louisville as well. Good morning to you, Cincinnati. It is on your way. So when we come back, we've got live shots in the storm, on the front side of the storm, and of course, we're waking you up with your heat. We'll be right back.
This program brought to you by Kohler Generators. Keep your family flowing.
When your house loses power, it can be tough for your family. But not if your family has a Kohler generator. Restores power automatically in as little as 10 seconds and is backed by a 5-year limited warranty. Kohler Generators. Keep your family flowing.
When the power goes out, you'll go on. Contact your Kohler Generators dealer today.
This Father's Day, let's turn our hero into a superhero. Let's give him the power, consult with his sidekick, and equip him with all the super toys he needs, all on a mild-mannered budget, so he can spend some quality time back in his lair. Then come out strong and save the day. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. The Husky 200-piece mechanics tool set, just $99, guaranteed forever.
I'm taking a beating here down to the ground as we're just dealing with these sheets of rain and winds that are howling 50, 60 miles per hour. I'm going to ride this one out, guys. I'm going to ride this one out right here.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Channel original series.
Every time I shoot a fish, when I'm wrestling them, that's when I'm scared.
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
You use Tide Pods?
Yeah. That little guy cleans, brightens, and fights stains. So now I can focus on more pressing matters. Whoa! Isn't it beautiful?
Your sweet peppers aren't next to your hot peppers.
That's my Tide. What's yours?
Fruit with a cool finish. Fruit on one side, cool on the other. Icebreakers Duo, a fruity cool way to break the ice.
Pets make us better people. They inspire us to open our hearts to an unexpected friend. At PetSmart, we're in it to create more moments like this every day. PetSmart, inspired by pets.
Grow. It's what we do. But when we put something in the ground, feed it, and care for it, don't we grow something more? We grow big celebrations and personal victories. We grow new beginnings and better endings, grand gestures and perfect quiet. We grow escape, bragging rights, happier happy hours. So let's grow something greater with Miracle Grow. What will you grow? Share your story at miraclegrow.com.
It's 11 after the hour. In this hour, Maria, of course, we're going to cover the changes in the Northeast as a cold front kind of works through. Some clouds, some storms working their way tomorrow. Also, big heat going on in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico today. Records in a lot of places.
So a lot to get everybody ready for and out the door. So we're going to check in with Mike Bettis. He's going to have a preview of not just a look at the severe weather that happened, but what's going to be happening for the rest of the day today. His plan as well as he's out with Tornado Track. And also Reynolds Wolf in St. Louis, where they've just been through some torrential rainfall and stormy conditions. Reynolds.
Yeah, still puddles all over the place. We're at the Spirit of St. Louis Airport, just due west of St. Louis. And if you look to our south, I mean, look at the skies. You got a few scud clouds here and there, a little bit of altocumulus, but for the most part, drier air moving through. With that drier air that's coming through, it's going to kind of stabilize the atmosphere, at least where we happen to be. But if you look at the radar, it tells a bit of a different story. Things are improving here, yes. After we had the strong winds that came through, the torrential rainfall, at times it was coming through sideways. I mean, really rough stuff. Even knocked out the signal temporarily on the live truck. However, this system is not going to stay in place. It is not glued to the ground. It's going to march its way a bit more towards the east, and when it does, that means it's going to bring the heavy rain, the potential of flooding. You got the strong damaging winds possible. Can't rule out a chance of tornadoes, too, as the system makes its way into the Ohio Valley. But we're not done yet into the plains. And right now, we're going to send it over to Kearney, Nebraska. More specifically, our buddy, Mike Bettis. Mike, take it away.
Hey, good morning to you, Reynolds. Good to talk to you. Hey, I want to ask you a little bit more about that derecho as it kind of continues across the Ohio Valley. You think you're out of the woods now for St. Louis, but, you know, kind of what do you expect maybe down toward Kentucky and places south of the Ohio River?
Looks like those areas are going to be kind of dangerous. I mean, you know, you have so many elements going through. You have the moisture locked in place. You have the upper level dynamics, but also some of the daytime heating can create a very buoyant atmosphere. So we're looking at a lot of instability to play with. And I'll tell you, it's going to be very interesting, especially into the afternoon and evening hours. And I got to tell you, although things are fine here, you can't rule out more development into the afternoon too, Mike. Back to you.
Yeah, something we'll watch for sure. Thank you very much for that, Reynolds. Good to talk to you. But the other risk we may run today is across the high plains. Well, we are here in western Nebraska. May not be far for us to see some large supercell development here. Could include near Cheyenne, maybe just outside of Denver, and then on your way down through western Kansas as well. And truly, nighttime all the way down through the panhandle of Texas. Something will follow today, guys, here across this area. We'll be out here, of course, covering for you live throughout the afternoon and evening.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Mike, I called him Mikey. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
All right, so now it's time to get you caught up. We got you caught up on the storms, certainly, and we're going to be tracking them. There won't be anything that pops that we won't put on the air. But speaking of popping, do we need to put out an advisory for topless pop radar?
No. I think it's PG enough.
Okay,
it's PG.
right.
It's PG. But yeah, we'll get to that in a second. We first want to talk about the British smartphone makers. Vertu have just released a model that will cost you more than your first car may have.
Oh, this is the luxury phone company.
Come on,
yeah.
people, right? The Signature Touch will set you back over $11,000, and that's the basic version. Each phone is handmade.
Oh, well, there you go.
It comes with a 24-hour concierge, of course, and ringtones composed by the London Symphony Orchestra.
Leather?
In the words of La Rosa, can it make your bed?
Can it make your bed?
Does it make coffee for you?
And The View co-host Jenny McCarthy told Boston Herald after seeing Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's outlandish nuptials last weekend, she just wanted to marry fiancé Donnie Wahlberg at, quote, an Applebee's. So guess what? Applebee's heard about it, sent this RSVP tweet to the couple offering to host the ceremony. And the one you've been waiting for, wearing less than your vacation photos, is the newest online craze.
What?
Topless, to be exact. 2 years ago, three friends took a dip in an icy lake and they snapped a pic to remember the moment, and now everybody's doing it. All the cool kids. Not this one.
All the cool kids are doing it, Maria.
TAC is so not cool.
Yeah, but what can I do about it?
Fix yourself. with AC Pro.
Save time and money recharging your AC with AC Pro.
So we cool? We're cool.
Everyone's a pro with AC Pro.
AC Pro, the 10-minute auto AC cold air solution. Go to acprocold.com for the store nearest you.
I must confess. Thoughtful combinations, artfully prepared. Fancy feast elegant medleys. Inspired dishes like Primavera, Florentine, and Tuscany. Fancy Feast, a medley of love served daily.
Okay, ladies. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got this.
Oh, no, I'll get it.
Let me get it. I don't want you to pay for this.
It's not happening, honey.
Let her get it. She got her safe driving bonus check from Allstate last week, and it's her treat.
What about a tip?
Oh, here's one. Hit an Allstate agent.
Nice.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely, only from Allstate. Call 866-905-6500 now.
Here we go. Hold on, man. Is that a leak up there? That's a drip. Now that's a leak.
That is a leak.
And if you don't have Allstate renter's insurance, game over.
Protect your valuables from things like water damage for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 866-905-6500 now. Plus, drivers who switched saved an average of $498 a year.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call an Allstate agent and get a quote now.
The most dangerous job on the planet. Storms and rain and lightning. The adrenaline starts running. I make one mistake and I'm dead. You're no longer at the top of the food chain.
Are you confused by all the expanding hoses on the market? Don't be fooled by imitations. Hi, I'm Michael Berardi. I'm the inventor of the X-Hose, the original blue expanding hose. In fact, I've been awarded 3 U.S. patents for my invention. Now I'm introducing my new DAP X-Hose Pro with solid brass fittings and a wider 3/4 inch diameter. Works like my original X-Hose. Just turn the water on and my X-Hose Pro automatically expands and expands and expands. And when you're finished, my X-Hose Pro automatically contracts for easy storage. Great for homeowners and professionals. My 50-foot 3/4 inch X-Hose Pro weighs only about 2 pounds. My DAP X-Hose Pro will never kink. Get my new DAP X-Hose Pro for only $29.95. But call right now and get a second X-Hose Pro free. Just pay processing and handling. So call now. I promise you'll love it.
Call 1-800-990-8968. X-Hose Pro is not sold in stores, so call 1-800-990-8968 today.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Olive Garden. Get together at Olive Garden. We're all family here.
Olive Garden's latest inspiration? You. You told us your #1 Olive Garden dishes. Now they're part of our 2 for $25 guest favorites, featuring for the very first time your all-time favorite dish, creamy chicken Alfredo. And our seductive shrimp mezzaluna you love so much, we brought it back. Unlimited salad and breadsticks, 2 entrees, and dessert. It's our most inspired 2 for $25 ever. Olive Garden. We're all family here. Discover 70 Pronto lunch combinations starting at $6.99.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, considerable cloudiness. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We actually pulled over on the side of the highway and felt like we got beat to death by hail in the car. And by looking at it, you can tell as it broke out the back windshield, shattered the entire front windshield. I was horrified I was scared to death.
Look at the size of that hailstone and imagine there's just no safe place to be other than inside a structure. But we've actually even seen incredible pictures of hail, and I don't believe it, chipping away at wood, chipping away, breaking vinyl siding, breaking it, taking chunks out of it, and dinging the heck out of aluminum siding.
Well, you know, the big hailstones drop at over 100 miles per hour. So I'd say it's possible. I mean, the fact that they can blow out a windshield, you know, they're really coming down quickly.
Right, and that's strong tempered glass.
Yes.
And they'll blow that out.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, we had a derecho, most likely.
Yeah.
We've been looking at the criteria for that. And so let's take a look. It was over 250 miles of wind reports, severe reports, certainly. Several well-separated 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We got that. And no more than 2.5 hours between reports. We got that as well. So let's take a look at what actually happened yesterday. We've got this huge area of strong winds. Look at the length, about 800 miles long. And when we look at the 75-mile-per-hour plus wind reports, those extend across about 500 miles. So when you look at it on that basis, it looks like we did in fact have a derecho. The one thing that might be a case against it is the fact that you had different areas of storms. It wasn't really one big cluster of storms from the very beginning. It did begin to congeal a bit more late in the game, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of post-analysis on this one. Right now we're watching what is left of that, and so we're seeing a line of storms now coming through southern parts of Illinois. Not severe right now, and then there's another area of storms that's now moving through southern parts of Ohio. A lot of lightning now coming into Cincinnati, so definitely wait to take that shower if you're getting ready to do that. Here is a look at the forecast for today. A large area of wind and hail developing in the Ohio Valley. Tornadoes will be a possibility today. The Torcon index is pretty high. It's a 5 out of 10 along the Ohio Valley. That's southern Illinois and Indiana, as well as southern Ohio and northern Kentucky. And then tomorrow, we'll watch that area of storms drop farther to the east, anywhere from Tidewater, Virginia, into the Carolinas, and also into North Georgia. Mostly, it's going to be a wind and hail threat tomorrow. Maria, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Carl. You know, parts of Nebraska still recovering this morning after those strong storms blew through, and more than 5 inches of rain came down in Omaha along with all of that damaging hail. And you can see all the reports. And in the midst of that, our Kate Parker is joining us now live north of Omaha. And Kate, hands down, you know, we had the tornado reports, but it's the wind and the hail that is definitely doing the most damage.
It's amazing here, Maria. The amount of hail, the size of the hail, and the amount of damage has been remarkable. So this is just one car, but this is what all the cars look like around here. Cleanup efforts are starting right now. We just saw the town come alive. Everybody's coming out. Yesterday, they boarded up the windows to prevent any more water intrusion, any more damage. But all the way down the street, we've got a fire department down here. We've got a house with siding that's blown off. This way, that way, everywhere you look, we have damage, and it's like what we're seeing here with windows blown out. But it wasn't just the hail. We had flooding as record rainfall, 5.3 inches, more than they've seen in a single June day ever on record. And boy, did it come down quick. We saw that rain just pummel the area, and we were also looking at wind gusts of 73 miles an hour. 73 miles an hour right along that gust front as it came in, and boy, did you feel it. It was really just a mean green machine with the huge hail inside of it. Sam, it was truly a green, mean machine as it blew through.
Yeah, and sometimes it's rare when you see that green color, but boy, when you see that really deep green, gray, and that emerald green rolling around, and you're like, okay, this is it. It's all going now. Your local weather on the 8s, and we'll be right back with full forecasts.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
See this? It shows the pressure points on my tired, achy feet.
I had no clue I was putting this kind of stress on my feet.
I have flat feet. I found this out at the free Dr. Scholl's Foot Mapping Center. In less than 2 minutes, I got my foot map and my custom number. I'm a 440.
I'm a 210.
$340.
That number matched the Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts with just the right support to help relieve stress on my feet. I'm a believer.
Go to drscholes.com for locations and save $10.
In pursuit of all things awesome, amazing, and that's epic, bro, we've forgotten just how good is.
Good is setting a personal best before going for a world record. Good is swinging to get on base before swinging for a home run. Good is choosing not to overshoot the moon, but to land right on it and do some experiments.
So start your day off good with a coffee that's good cup after cup. Maxwell House.
Good to the last drop.
I'm not hijacking this plane. I'm trying to save it.
Bring home the must-own Blu-ray. That's non-stop action.
Keep down!
Non-stop. Own it on Blu-ray Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Dad, look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
You're not helping.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you anytime, anywhere, anyway. That's getting to a better state.
Anna.
Ready?
Now every stop is an opportunity to save gas. And maybe someone's day. Introducing the new fuel-efficient 2014 Malibu with stop-start technology. The car for the richest guys on Earth.
Start your summer off right and get $2,000 customer cash on every 2014 Chevy Malibu.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
I'm taking a beating here down to the ground as we're just dealing with these sheets of rain and winds that are howling 50, 60 miles per hour. I'm going to ride this one out, guys. I'm going to ride this one out right here.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, considerable cloudiness. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Good morning. You can see the hump, and pretty soon you'll be over it because it's Wednesday, June 4th, Hump Day. America's Morning Headquarters forecast everything about your day. It's been a busy day and a busy start to the week here at the Weather Channel.
Yeah, and looking at the radar behind us, the severe weather is settling down right now. We're not getting as many warnings, but there's a lot of lightning out there, and there's going to be a lot more going into this afternoon.
Yeah, you see on the map, St. Louis, Indianapolis, just 2 cities
Cincinnati.
that are going to be in store for more storms today. We're going to track who's in line next.
All right, and all of that, of course, we're talking about, but how about this heat in the West? Record-breaking, if you will. 2 straight days of records for Tucson, 107 on Tuesday, 108 on Monday. I think we can all agree that it's a little early for the crazy heat in Tucson, and it may not break. Here's your forecast for the next 10 days. Take a look at the picture in Vegas, and okay, it's beautiful if you're inside. You got the AC running, Maybe just sit in the car and run the AC for a while. I know it's not good for the environment, but it sure feels comfortable. 74 degrees in Vegas, 38 in Flagstaff. Get some elevation, watch the temperature comes down. 77 in Phoenix, 65 in Albuquerque this morning. The excessive heat watch tends to hang out, and then in New Mexico, you get that heat advisory. But it's also into El Paso today, and the heat spreads beyond that. Take a look at this area of high pressure that kind of straddles the border there with Mexico, rolling this heat up to 5 to 15 degrees above average. Start in Vegas, go to Phoenix, move east to Albuquerque, but continue that east into Texas and realize there's some real issues with the temperature here. And it's that dry, windy heat. You know what I'm talking about, Texas. It happens every summer, but it's a little early for this. At 102, it's almost like a blowtorch in front of a blow dryer. Kind of like that. Crystal Eggert is live in Los Angeles this morning. There's a drastic difference on the West Coast between the coastal areas and just a few miles inland.
Yes.
Crystal, which one would you choose? The cooler on the coast or the...
The coast. I'll choose the coast for now because we got plenty of time to get hot over here. Sam, I was thinking of oven. You're talking about blowtorches. It feels like you're just sitting in an oven if you're in some of those interior areas. And we get that in California. It's the tale of two different seasons. It feels like spring at the beaches. It feels like summer in the interior areas. The inland valleys and the deserts are really heating up. We're going to see temperatures rise here over the next few days. So we're at 107 in Palm Springs today. But notice how different it is at the beaches. We have an onshore flow that's kind of like our nature's AC. It keeps it comfortable. Some morning clouds, afternoon sun. 70s for the beaches, but inland areas very hot. 98 in Bakersfield, 100 in Barstow. Those are your Friday temperatures, even a little bit hotter for the weekend. And always a reminder, if you're driving through Baker, California, you guys, I don't know if you've ever been to Baker, California, but they have the world's biggest thermometer there. It's 13 stories high. On the way to Vegas, you're always stuck in that heat.
I've never seen that.
It was broken for a while, right? And then they just fixed it. Yeah.
I hear it's up for sale too. It's like 1 point something million. I'll check it out.
Okay. Oh, happy birthday, Crystal.
I don't have that kind of change for a thermometer.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much, Crystal. But obviously things are heating up storm-wise still across the country. So I want to get the latest on that and where everything's headed with Carl Parker.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to see another round of strong storms later today, most likely. Things are settling a little bit for the time being. That big complex that caused all the problems in Nebraska and Iowa now moving into southern parts of Illinois. And so we are seeing some heavy rain along with that, but we are not looking at severe weather along with that. Notice the lightning there around Cincinnati and also getting some storms now coming into Indianapolis before too long. And there will be some activity with that, maybe even some severe weather. Let's go over to Reagan Medji. She has been reporting for us live in Indianapolis. And Reagan, already a big round of lightning earlier this morning.
That's right. We had a big development early this morning, but right now we're going to give you a live look from our affiliate WTHR. They have a live cam to show you the storms that are rolling into this area. You see that, and then you see where I'm standing right here, and basically it's kind of drizzly and rainy. We're going to give you a better picture of what has happened all throughout the day. You have the downtown area right behind me, and then if you look over here, this downtown residential street, East New York Street, it's just kind of wet. No ponding here, just kind of wet. But then you look at the commute early this morning, a little bit dicey, but now it's going to be a high of 78. Those storms are headed this way, and we got to keep our eye to the sky. Maria, back to you.
Absolutely, and stay safe out there, Reagan. Appreciate it. Obviously, we've been tracking those storms, holding a lot of water, putting down a lot of heavy rain across many areas, and that is all moving off to the east. So we kind of want to hit up what's next as all of this pushes into the east. So you see the cluster of thunderstorms right now coming through Dayton, 75 down to Cincinnati. Not fun right now, but Columbus, you're okay for the moment. We want to time these out to give you a heads up too. And it looks like by about 10:57, it'll be in your area, Columbus. So that's a little bit earlier than the lunch hour. So keep in mind, think about what you're doing around that time. You may want to keep it inside. But then you have the back edge too. So you're in for another round. That huge area to watch we're concerned about into the afternoon includes Bristol, even over towards Asheville and Roanoke. An eye to the sky later today and tonight. That includes Pittsburgh. We do think D.C. and Philly, that's going to hold off until later tonight. D.C. maybe as early as 7, 8 8 o'clock tonight, and then moving into Philly and New York. What that means, as it's continuing to push the east, we'll be around for the morning drive tomorrow, the I-95 corridor, so getting the kids out to the bus stop between, say, Philadelphia and Albany, even on up into Boston again and Portland. It's not going to be the easiest of rides tomorrow morning. For New York, it's in, it's out, so it looks great on Friday. You take a little bit of a temperature hit here on Thursday with the showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but then it clears the way and setting up a nice Friday. Highs up near 80 degrees with morning lows down into the 60s.
Because you know the Belmont's this weekend.
I do know.
So nice. There you go. It's all over. So you're welcome. All right, let's get you started on your news for the morning. The President Obama on a European swing, and he's commemorating Freedom Day, I guess?
Yeah, that's right, Sam. A showing of solidarity by President Obama in Poland. He joined Poland's head of state to commemorate the 25th anniversary of Freedom Day, just one day after vowing military support for Eastern European NATO allies like Poland. Mr. Obama hailed Poland's free market and democracy in front of a crowd of dignitaries at the Royal Castle. Freedom Day marks the holding of Poland's first partially free elections 25 years ago. The president's 4-day European tour will end in France on Friday, the 70th anniversary of D-Day. More and more veterans are traveling to the shores where that historic event took place. NBC News caught up with one man on the ferry from Portsmouth to Normandy. Ray Davis, on your screen, of Pennsylvania, was drafted in 1943 and went into the service the day before a big high school football game. And a new meaning to tree huggers. A new research from the University of Melbourne reveals why koalas hug trees. It keeps them cool. Like a dog, they could pant, but that would dehydrate them in Australia's extreme climate. Now, if you take a look at your screen, you can see the color difference between the purple tree trunk and the yellow koalas, and that's because the trees can be as much as 41 degrees cooler than the air temperature. Hashtag Mother Nature's AC.
I love that we figured that out. And you always see them hanging on a tree. And so on this show, you've learned they use that tree to cool their body temperature down. And it is so cool, so cool, so cool. Plus, they're cute.
They are.
All right. So, college football coach make more money than a professional football coach. Reese Waters is talking about this in sports.
All right, we're going to take a look at that. And if you've received a strange call for help, would you answer it? Here to answer that is Brian Astro Bradley with his new movie coming up.
Earth to Echo, Echo, Echo.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, considerable cloudiness. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, I'm Ted, and this is Rudy. Say hi, Rudy. I'd do anything to keep this guy happy and healthy. That's why I'm so excited about these new Milk-Bone brushing chews. I'm not the only one. It's a brilliant new way to take care of his teeth. Clinically proven as effective as brushing. Okay, here you go. Have you ever seen a dog brush his own teeth? The twist and nub design cleans all the way down to the gum line, even reaching the back teeth. They taste like a treat, but they clean like a toothbrush. Nothing says you care like a Milk-Bone brushing chew.
My name is Karen, and I have diabetic nerve pain. It's progressive pain. First you have that feeling of numbness, then you get the hot pins. It got to the point where I felt like, almost like lightning bolts, hot strikes into my feet. The pain was I just couldn't handle it. So my doctor prescribed Lyrica. The pain has been reduced, and I feel better than I did before.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these: new or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having less pain, that means everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica today. It's specific treatment for diabetic nerve pain. To hear more of Karen's story, visit Lyrica.com.
With Weight Watchers, you can eat this, this, and this. Whip up this, munch on that, and dine out on this. That's 7 days a week. No tracking, no counting, no measuring. And you'll start losing weight right away with our 2-week simple start plan. So jumpstart your summer and join for free. Try meetings, do it online, or both. Hurry, offer ends June 7th. Weight Watchers, because it works.
Break the ice with breath-freshening, cooling crystals. Icebreakers.
The Case IH Spring Sales Event is on now, making it a great time to get the equipment you need for this season. With 0% financing for 60 months on all Farmall and Maxim Series tractors, as well as our complete line of hay tools, you can turn everyday chores into everyday savings. But hurry, the Spring Sales Event ends June 30th, 2014. For more information, ask your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com/special offers.
Grow. It's what we do. But when we put something in the ground, feed it, and care for it, don't we grow something more? We grow big celebrations and personal victories. We grow new beginnings and better endings, grand gestures and perfect quiet. We grow escape, bragging rights, happier happy hours. So let's grow something greater with Miracle Grow. What will you grow? Share your story at miraclegrow.com.
Good morning. Welcome back to AMHQ. 42 minutes past the hour. Remember this moment in time. It could change your life. Why? Is your photo worth $15,000 bucks? Sam always says yes. We are looking for photos that showcase a passion for weather's impact on Mother Nature and capture the beauty and power that she possesses. After all, when you see the world through weather, it's amazing out there. So how can you win? Go to weather.com/photo contest to learn more and enter your photos. And time is running out. You have until June 15th.
And it's professional, amateurs, we take them all. We want them all. All right, talk about a great picture. This is pretty amazing. From Trevor Ballantyne, tweeted to the Weather Channel, taken from a hotel window in North Platte, Nebraska. Look at the lightning, and you got the hail falling as well. We had that severe weather that's moved out of Nebraska. For now, we are concentrating in parts of the Midwest, including Indianapolis. You've had one round. Here we go, knocking on your door in the western suburbs. More, not just the possibility of some small hail here. No warnings, but it could still have hail, but also the very heavy rain and gusty winds. Indianapolis, the back edge clearing by you by the lunch hour.
And also heads up Cincinnati. We saw some lightning just outside your doors. Time to go to New York, and Reese Waters is there. Reese, what's going on in Alabama? How much cash are they throwing at their coach?
You know what? So much money, Sam. The countdown to college football is on. Now, while Bama may not have won the national championship, as you said, head coach Nick Saban is going to Disney World. He just got a new contract yesterday worth an estimated $55.2 million. That's $6.5 million in base salary per year through 2022. He's even getting a $400,000 completion bonus per year. That makes him the highest paid in college football, but he's making more than the Steelers' Mike Tomlin and the Giants' Tom Coughlin, who both have Super Bowl rings. Now, that just changes the market. If he's worth $6.5 million, Coach K, also worth $6.5 million right here. John Calipari at the University of Kentucky, $5.5 million. He doesn't have as many titles, but he owns that state. Mark Stoops, Kentucky football, worth at least a bottle of bourbon, but I hear there's a shortage, so half a bottle of bourbon. Elaine Vigneault of the New York Rangers, $3 million Canadian, which is worth a bucket of snow and 10 pounds of deer meat. The Redskins, Jay Gruden, a framed photo of the word nepotism, and that is all you get, sir. Sam, back to you.
I love how he holds back.
Yeah, tell us how you feel, Reese. All right, so imagine 3 friends get a cryptic cell phone signal. They embark on an epic adventure, discovering a mysterious being stranded on Earth who tests the limits of their friendship and changes their lives forever. Sound like an adventure movie?
Just a little bit. We have actor Brian Astro Bradley and Earth to Echo producer Andrew Panay joining us. And gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Sounds really exciting because it's got that space odyssey kind of tie-in, but definitely a lot of adventure.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me how it starts. So it starts as just a group of friends playing like it normally would, and then what happens?
Well, and they get this signal on their cell phones, kind of letting them know there's something going on in the neighborhood, something just a little bit different. Their little codings start happening, their maps start happening on their phones, and their phones start short-circuiting. And then the adventure begins.
All right, so Astro, you realize that something's kind of up, something's different, this isn't normal, this is odd, and you start the investigation.
Yeah, basically I have to convince my friends, because we're not the coolest kids on the block, so.
Hard to imagine looking at you, you're not playing the coolest kid on the block.
Acting, I have to but no, I basically got to convince them, like, this is our last night together, like, we should do something, we should figure out what these signals mean, and it takes us to the desert, and we find something, we find Echo. So.
All right, we have a clip, I believe, so we want to play the clip.
Take a look.
All right, so a couple of seconds ago, our phones went crazy, bananas, insane. I don't even know what to call it. Look, you see that? It's a new map, but on my phone this time. To me or him or? Dude, Munch's phone got all weird hieroglyphics and I don't even know what that is. Alex's phone, it just turned on by itself and started filming. We can't even turn them off. Don't try to act like it's not cool. That is weird. It's showing us where we are.
And you don't find that cool?
I like it. I think it looks great. The graphics are great. The visual effects are great.
Fun.
And Echo is kind of a great looking little thing there. All right, so July 2nd is when this actually comes out. Brian and Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to see it this morning. Thanks for coming.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. We're really excited.
All right, we'll be right back.
It's Amazing Out There Photo Contest is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Enter your photo for a
If you want to see your faithful, he's such a couch potato. Yeah, just go check out the thing for yourself. Highlander. Ain't got no room for boring. There's vertigo, no, we ain't got no room for boring. For boring, we ain't got no room.
The 2014 Highlander. Toyota.
Let's go places.
As a commercial beekeeper, Dave tracks the Weather Channel forecast closely, predicting when crops across the country will bloom and need bees for pollination. At a moment's notice, he loads and trucks thousands of bees, keeping his eye on the weather to ensure his fragile cargo makes it to the blooms on time. When the bees and blooms matter, Dave turns to the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, considerable cloudiness. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
problem with traditional lawn weed killers? New weeds keep coming back, and you have to treat them again and again. It's frustrating and costly. But with Bayer Advanced Season-Long Weed Control for Lawns, just one simple application kills current weeds and prevents new weeds for up to 6 months. It's that easy, so enjoy. Try Season-Long Weed Control for Lawns, only from Bayer Advanced.
Preparing for yard projects? Visit BayerAdvanced.com for information at a retailer near you.
This season, we're taking back the backyard. Let's mix, let's match, and let's grab these guys. Add this guy, ooh, and this cool new thing. Save all these guys, and then let's mix it up. Let's turn the space we always had into the space we've always wanted. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get free Bug Stop for indoors with purchase of Trazicide for outdoors.
Everything is ruined.
It's okay. We're ready. When the things that matter most are on the line, make sure we are too. The Fire and Water Cleanup Team at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. Like it never even happened.
Haven't we always wanted our own island? One without car horns or stoplights, but one filled with forts and uncharted paths, carriage rides and bike rides, and games we play all day, where the sun can't wait to wake up, and adventure waits around every corner. Nestled in the deep blue waters of Lake Huron, our island is Mackinac Island. Our island is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
A message from the law offices of Pulaski and Middleman. A government study has identified key industries with significant exposure to asbestos, concluding that a wide variety of occupations face an elevated risk. We urge those diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma to contact us for a free consultation. Call toll-free 1-800-950-MESO. For nearly 2 decades, we've been fighting for families harmed by asbestos. Call 1-800-950-MESO. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
Pets are family, and we know it. That's why you can trust 1-800-PET-MEDS. Recognized for our high standards in pet pharmacy, we sell the exact same medications as the vet, but for 10, 20, up to 50% less. With fast, free shipping, our 100% satisfaction guarantee, and even a free treat. Over 8 million pet parents have counted on us. So call or order online at 1-800-PetMeds.com today.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job. Take shark! Take shark!
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Good morning to you, New York at 52 after the hours. That is a gorgeous skyline shot. Good looking sun today at about 68 degrees. Remember, there's some clouds off the east. You got a sunny day today, and that shifts off a little bit tomorrow and even into tonight as we start to get some clouds through. Today's National Running Day, and the New York Roadrunners Club will celebrate with various activities across the 5 boroughs. In fact, New York Roadrunners are giving out free 5-borough bandanas like this at group run events across the city, and they were kind enough to send one to us. We love the Roadrunners. Great group and having a great day out there today. Carl, so much of severe weather has been, we've been focused on it today, but we need to talk about the tropics, and there's one little active system that's cruising across Mexico and has a little eye on the Gulf.
Yeah, it does. We've been watching a tropical storm move in the last 12 hours here, and it actually made landfall overnight last night. It's very weak and will continue to be very weak. The one thing we're looking for with the system is going to be heavy rain. So there it is, Tropical Depression Boris. It was named yesterday afternoon at 2. It moved in by 2 a.m. once again. Winds 35 miles per hour and moving north at 5 miles per hour. And let's take a look at the satellite picture. This thing is really discombobulated. There's a low right in here, but then there's an area of thunderstorms near that. Another one well displaced from the center. It's going to continue to be weak, but may produce an awful lot of rain in many cases, mountainous terrain, and that could mean flash flooding and mudslides. So that's really going to be the worry going forward. Now, beyond that, the storm is going to move across that little part of land in Mexico, and something of it may reemerge in the Gulf of Mexico. And for that reason, the National Hurricane Center is now upping once again their chances from nothing to to 20% in the next 5 days that we'll see something coming out of this. And some of the models want to do something and take a little low up here, a weaker low up towards Florida. Some of the models continue to insist that we won't get much of anything. What we do think is that even if we don't get development out of the system, there's a large area of moisture, and the deepest moisture, tropical moisture indicated by that pink shading. Watch what happens with that going through late week into the weekend and then into the early part of next week. We see a little bit of a surge driving up there and into South Florida. So at a minimum, we'll probably see an increase in rain in South Florida if we don't actually get a more organized system. All right, we've been talking a lot about severe weather. I want to go out to Mike Bettis right now and talk about what's happening there in Nebraska. And Mike, just a crazy afternoon and evening yesterday.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that really Nebraska was the epicenter for such crazy storms. We had so much happen yesterday from western Nebraska all the way to the Iowa state line over in Omaha, where we had the epic flooding and just hail and wind, just incredible derecho. We're still watching that this morning through the Midwest, but there are still opportunities for severe storms here across the high plains. I want to show you the outlook for today because it'll include the Black Hills down through the Front Range, and we may find our team somewhere near maybe the Sterling, Colorado area, maybe near Cheyenne, maybe near, say, Sydney, Nebraska, somewhere in there. Play some upslope, which is an easterly wind. You get some topographic enhancement. And next thing you know, these beautiful supercell storms are developing. And then tomorrow, still a longer area kind of spreading out west to east from eastern Colorado all the way truly into maybe Alabama for storms. So a lot of real estate at risk tomorrow, guys. Something we'll follow for you right here on the Weather Channel, of course. But watch us throughout the afternoon for those beautiful, picturesque, photogenic supercell thunderstorms.
All right, Mike, we are following you, sir. Drive safely, be safe with the team, and we'll see you all day long and then again tomorrow morning. So as we leave this morning in the final minutes of AMHQ, America's Morning Headquarters, how about your checklist? And it is National Running Day, but also National Hug a Cat Day, if I'm right. Check.
Is that what this is for? So
yeah,
you
this
get
is
fur
from
on
the
your
Road Runner.
suit.
Yeah, so you don't, yeah.
You know, or claws on your neck. Severe thunderstorms we're going to be tracking them from the Midwest, pushing into the east. So by this evening, D.C., Pittsburgh, State College, Albany, and certainly by the overnight and tomorrow, New York on up into Boston.
And there is a torcon of 5 along the Ohio Valley. So that's southern Ohio into southern Indiana, Illinois, parts of Kentucky. Could be a rough one this afternoon and evening.
Overnight, the Taliban releases new video of the release of former POW Bo Bergdahl.
All right, and we also want to leave you some pretty incredible video, something that we tend to see sometimes occasionally on radar, but it's still kind of wild. Now, on the surface, this snapshot really doesn't look spectacular or amazing in any way.
What is it, a thunderstorm?
Arrows, though, point to what appears to be strong storms. That's what the radar would be picking up. Well, this is going to have you say it's amazing out there, because it turns out those are actually grasshoppers on the radar. This video shot outside of the National Weather Service office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Those grasshoppers showed up on radar for 3 straight days, so the radar read them as heavy precipitation. But obviously the sun is shining. It was not.
All right. Yeah, radar doesn't have a mode for grasshopper. It just goes.
But you know, it picks up insects, right? We've seen that, and flocks of birds. So kind of cool.
Yeah, a lot of things.
And gross.
All right. It is Wednesday. We're glad to have you with us. We hope you'll join us again on Thursday. In the meantime, take a little time today to have an amazing day and make someone else's day amazing too. We'll see you tomorrow.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, considerable cloudiness. High 82. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, severe weather is taking aim on the center of the country, and we are tracking it all from heavy rain, flooding, hail, and tornadoes. Steph?
We have team coverage of the storms. Reynolds Wolf is live in St. Louis. Kate Parker joins us from Blair, Nebraska, where people got pummeled by baseball-sized hail. Regan Medji is in Indianapolis. And, of course, we have our experts back at the Weather Channel headquarters. It's all right here, right now on Wake Up with Al.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
And welcome back to Wake Up with Al. It is Wednesday, June 4th, 2014. We are here in Centennial Park. It's a split program. And I got to tell you, this derecho that has been holding together continues to really affect the midsection of the country. Let's get more on this with Steph.
Okay, Al, we're going to show you exactly where that is in just a minute. But first, let's show you where it was. And it was back towards the plains, pumping out golf ball-sized hail, causing lots of damage in Nebraska. We had baseball-sized hail. You got to listen to it. Look at that house. We had some of that hail so you could hear, but look at the wind and the hail damage to the side of this house. This is not something you see every day. That just shows you don't need a tornado. You don't need a downburst. You can just have very strong winds and hail destroy the side of a house. We had winds up to 85 miles an hour. So let's talk about what we have seen and start you off in Omaha, because this record is the one that has blown my mind. This is my favorite record of the day. Not a good one, but 5.3 inches of rain on Tuesday. That is the all-time wettest day on record for June. It broke the old record that was set back in 1890, and it was something weak, like 1.8 something inches. I mean, it blew it out of the water, no pun intended. So I was talking about the derecho. It's starting to fall apart now as it's getting into an environment that's not as favorable, though we do still have some storms, showers going through the Indianapolis area, and this whole system's going to ride along our highway here, which is our jet stream, that really just pushes all the storms. So if you wonder what direction they're going in, you just follow the jet stream, and that's going to help push this storm eastbound. We still do have that threat of severe weather today from Missouri all the way over into West Virginia, but this thing is starting to get torn apart. Let's go to an area that's about to see more thunderstorms, and that is in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's where Regan Medji has been throughout the morning. And Regan, we saw earlier you could barely see the buildings. There was lightning behind you. So how has it been throughout the rest of the morning?
Well, throughout the rest of the morning, it's kind of like a hit or miss, and I guess that's kind of be how it's going to be throughout the day. It hit. We had some lightning, we had some rain, we had some wind, we had a lower temperature, and then a miss. We had nothing. So right now it's kind of drizzling, but earlier today we're going to take you to what we saw up in the sky. It was basically a light show. We had lightning, and then at one point our entire crew had to go indoors. For us, that would be in our cars for safety. There's also some thunder, and then it leveled off a little bit, which is good. So it brings us to this point right now, steady rain, and this stuff should be sticking around by noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then later today, the storms fire up again, and that could be damaging winds, some hail, possibility of tornadoes, and of course rain, because we cannot forget about that. That's going to be later today. And then again, as I said earlier, that lightning that has stuck with us all today. We've been talking about how crazy it was at one point, but right now the high today is going to be about 78 degrees. And again, we're just going to keep our eye to the sky, and the roads are looking pretty good here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then back to you.
Okay, now we're going to hop over to St. Louis, Reagan, and that is where we find Reynolds Wolf, who got doused by rain a few hours ago. Reynolds, though, look how beautiful it is now.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's amazing a transformation we've seen weather-wise. It's been a kaleidoscope. We've had the dark conditions earlier this morning, not much in terms of rainfall. Then we had the rain that was crazy. Hey, here's video proof. Let's roll that video, and you can see the rain at times coming in diagonally, at times sideways. I mean, it was really brutal stuff. Not only did we have that, we had the peals of thunder, a lot of lightning. No hail here, but we had some strong winds. Even stronger winds in the northern part of the state. And I got to tell you, up towards Kirksville, they had a gust up there, Steph, of 79 miles per hour. Still widespread power outages. Still plenty of tree damage. I got to tell you, Steph, a lot of that stuff you saw there is going to be on its way into the Ohio Valley. They're going to deal with it through the afternoon. And, of course, Our man, Mike Bettis, is going to be dealing with some activity this afternoon too, Steph. Back to you.
All right, Reynolds, thank you. So let's find out where this system is and what it's going to do and bring in our storm specialist, Carl Parker. He's in Atlanta. We've been talking all morning, Carl, how this is a derecho, but it's really starting to fall apart. Why is that?
Well, you know, a big part of the reason why is because you have this feed of moisture that moves into the system overnight with the lower level winds. And when we start to warm up, we get sunshine and we heat up, we begin to disrupt that low level flow that's up at about a mile up in the atmosphere. That's called the low level jet. That starts to get disrupted with the mixing during the day. And so oftentimes these complexes will collapse from mid to late morning. Was this in fact a derecho? Well, it's interesting because it fits a lot of the criteria. We had wind reports across a huge area well above the 250 miles that's necessary. Many reports of 75 plus mile per hour winds. The one thing that might not be in favor of calling it a derecho is whether or not it was in fact one complex of storms or rather a collection of storms that were working together. So there's going to be a lot of post-analysis, but whatever the case, it sure was a mean system. And right now, that's what's left of it coming across 64 southern parts of Illinois. A lot of lightning with a little complex ahead of that in Cincinnati, not being warned on for severe weather, and there's some heavier rain coming into Indianapolis. So for today, it's a wind and hail threat across the Ohio Valley, but there could be some individual cells that produce tornadoes. Torcon 5 out of 10 in central and southern Illinois and Indiana. That is also the case in southern parts of Ohio and northern Kentucky. And then that severe weather moves over into the Carolinas, southeast Virginia, and northern parts of Georgia as well tomorrow. Mostly wind and hail tomorrow. Steph, over to you.
Carl, thank you for your analysis. That's what's happening in the south tomorrow. Let's find out what's happening in the northeast today with Jen.
All right, Steph, here. Northeast actually looking very good, better and better by the minute. We had a few showers to start your day. They're on their way out of New England and actually heading up to a pretty warm day. D.C., we're going to be in the mid-80s. New York City, the low 80s. But you see that red, you see that green marching in by this evening. Timing is about 8, 9, 10 o'clock. We're going to see thunderstorms move in to western PA, into West Virginia, into western Maryland, and eventually D.C. overnight. Now, Boston for us, we got our rain this morning. The chance of a spotty shower through early afternoon, then just cloudy into the evening. Just a lot cooler today, Boston. You can blame that east wind. D.C., we're going to see a dry, warm day. Let's call it dry. It's going to be pretty humid out there. But storms roll in by this evening. Hit or miss storms, possible severe weather. Your risk isn't that high, but it's not zero. So I want to make sure you know that there could be some hail or some damaging winds. Meanwhile, in the south, it is going to be hot and steamy and humid, but no storms here today. All right, Steph, that's a look at the day ahead. Back to you.
Jen, maybe dry in those two locations, but with all that humidity, it's going to be a little wet in some areas. Well, plenty of storms in the next 7 days. We have your 7-day forecast and let you know who needs to be prepared for the storms this weekend. And we'll head to Nebraska and get the latest on the hail damage. People, literally 12 people had to go to the hospital because they got pelted by hail. It's after your look on the 8s.
If you suffer